We need to stop defining ourselves by our past and define ourselves by our future. In this episode, I'm explaining why that's so important and how you're going to go and do it.
This is how legends are made.
Hi there and welcome to today's episode of The Daily J. And today was just, I thought I'd take some time to explain some of the quotes that I put out both on Facebook and Instagram. And the reason is, I think I wanted to just share with you that they are my words. They're things that kind of come to me, and I'm sure they have resonances to lots of other things you may have read or seen in self-improvement books or from other people. But these are kind of just very much my words, and they come to me. And I use them because you never know when your particular message in your particular way with your particular words actually connects with someone and makes a difference thereafter. So I'm really keen to use my expressions and my words. The quote that kind of stuck in my mind that I thought were useful was the one I used recently, which was about not defining ourselves by our past, but defining ourselves by our future. And I want to take just 2 seconds to explain it, which may seem like it's really obvious, so why would I bother? But I just thought I'd give you history when it came about. I was churning over a number of issues in my head as I was running about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And for me, running is a great way just to kind of clear the mind, process stuff, put things in little boxes so you know where they are. And it's actually quite therapeutic, it's quite mindful in that way, and I really enjoy it. But as I was running, I was going actually up a little bit of a hill, and these words came to my mind, and I began to think about them further, and it seemed to really resonate. A lot of our beliefs of who we see ourselves, both positive ones and limiting ones, are really based on our past. We use our experience, the things we've done, to kind of generate this kind of image or vision of who we are, therefore what we can achieve. Now that's quite appropriate, I think, for when we're looking at the positive parts of our histories. However, as is often the case, we really dive deep into the negative experiences we have and use those to define who we are and define our potential. And that's probably at the heart of any change work you may find, is we're trying to help people actually acknowledge their full potential and remove any beliefs, barriers or obstacles in their way which hinder them to get there. And I was just thinking about that, how we use the past to define who we are in the present. And I was thinking, well, why don't we acknowledge the past, not ignoring that, but why don't we look at the future, who we wish to be? Why don't we make decisions now based on who we are aiming to be in whatever form, next week, next year? Why don't we make decisions based on our future selves? What would our future self do? If we believe that we have all the capability within ourselves, why not then write our own future history? Why not think about ourselves as doing anything we want to? Why not use that as information rather than information from the past? And it's a little bit of a gameplay and just kind of like trying to breaking some of the kind of like stuck state thinking we can get into, but I think it's still useful that we can actually go into the future and think, actually, what do I want to achieve overall, and what would that future person decide in this moment or see or action? What would they do? And that's more liberating. And that's really what's really important. I think it's actually more liberating to think of in those terms than looking into the past. Now, there's a particular point you can say, well, what also happens is we look into the future, we're not restricted by the past experiences, it's unwritten in the future, therefore we have so much creative scope to come up with solutions. And that really informs our brain. Our brain loves to come up with creativity and ideas. It doesn't like being stuck to rigid one or two ideas. It likes lots. And so when we have that, it's great. So the future, unwritten future, allows us that creativity to come up with solutions which we would have probably been closed off to otherwise. And that was really it, just to explain to you the kind of the history behind the quote, why it came to me, when it came to me, and really expand on some of the themes inside it. Because I think this, then these are not minor things. It links into the whole kind of approach that I'm offering. So if you did kind of enjoy that or find it entertaining, please give it a like and drop me a comment. As always, would love to hear from you. But other than that, I will catch you on the next episode.
This is how legends are made.